Shalom, when the start of souls, but give no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the Apostle Great Most High, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's raw name of whom the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh. His raw name is Yahweh. The Son's true name is Yahweh Shai. And when we pray for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, and Sham meaning names, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Right. So I was basically watching this documentary, if you will, this interview, if you will, and there was something that was said here, right? Not the phrase, the way the phrasing in its entirety, but there was something that was said here that I found rather it was thought provoking, right? So I'm gonna let it play, and laws or they don't what do you call it? They don't block the channel. So let's play.
Had no relationship to his kid. Jason Pargin says, accept that all of your heroes are full of shit. Your heroes aren't gods, they're just regular people who got particularly good at one thing by sacrificing literally everything else. That's the price that you pay for success.
Right, now obviously when they're speaking about this, they're speaking about this from the context of of this world, right? About how you get these people in this world that are great this, the great that, or whatever, what have you, right? But it was that point about sacrificing literally everything for success, which is effectively what we have had to do, right? But we understand the reason why, right? So in this world, people can see the carnal benefit of all of these sacrifices and stuff like that, but the sacrifice that we're making is one in the spirit, right? And sometimes you're especially the ones close to you, especially if you've got a woman, she's not going to understand fully, right? She may say she does, but she's not going to understand why you wasn't there at the kid's birthday party, why you're never there on a Saturday. They don't understand the sacrifice, right, that is needed, right? And sometimes we are going to have to lose certain things, lose out on opportunities, right? That is the price of spiritual success, okay? Is the fact that we are going to have to sacrifice things in this life, okay? So I'm going to start off out here. This is Romans 12. From the top says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies as a what? As a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High. And here's the kicker. It says, which is your reasonable service, right? So it's a reasonable thing that we do this, right? It's the least that is required. It's the least that we can do. Right? Let me put it like that. Right, it's the least that we can do. Why? Because as we always go into, right, all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High, right? And the best that we can do, we're told to do something, and we're trying to win the Most High back, not the other way around, right? Which if we be of the elect, then that deal is done already spiritually, right? But just in the same way, which is why once again something I always speak on about how that analogy that the Most High made of Israel being a woman, such that we can really empathize with, right? Your woman's just pissed you off or whatever, what have you. You want her to run some tasks. You want her to be, doing a little thing. You want her to make dinner. And then she may be like, oh, I made dinner. In the back of your mind, it's like, hey, you better have made dinner. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But that is what this sacrifice that we're doing to the Most High is like. And it's just the price of spiritual success. Right? We are gonna lose things. Right, we are gonna have to put our family second and this, that, and the other. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, man. Right, it's 2 Timothy 2:3. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. Now, so I wanted to actually go into this one here, soldier, right? And the Apostle Gabar speaks on this, quite a bit. Right, I mean, soldier, basically being like solitary, right? This is a lonely battle at the end of the day. Scripture says, work out thine own salvation, right, with fear and trembling, okay? Yeah, obviously amongst Archeum, we've got each other, but ultimately it's a battle for ourselves. But when we look at quote unquote our families have no way of saving us, and ultimately the only way that we can do anything in the hope that they can be saved, right, is by doing this work. Right, and once again, especially your woman, she just ain't gonna understand that. Okay, any I said your, but I mean our women just in general. I ain't go to women. That's why I said your, but it's just women in general. They just ain't gonna get it. Okay, this is Acts 6:30. No, what does it say? It says Acts 16:30. Says, and brought them out and said, Sirs, what must I do to be saved? And they said, Believe on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and thou shalt be saved, and thy house. Right? And that's it. All we have to do, right, is to believe and do this work, do what it is that we've been commanded to do. Right? And if the Lord sees fit, then then at least our house has a chance of making it. Right? But once again, they don't seem to understand that this is the price that we have to make. This is the sacrifice. Okay, they're still gonna want you at home all the damn time. Okay, the kids are still gonna be like, we need to go do this, or why wasn't you there, Daddy? All of that sort of stuff, right? Not saying our kids won't have relationships with their children. Not saying that at all, right? But more saying that it's in this thing of us, everything else comes second, and this truth is our primary concern, right? This is Matthew 10:37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, right? And this isn't saying to hate them, right? But it's just understanding that they're not a priority, right? They're not a priority. Just like that guy said, that these the other people are basically someone who's successful, right? A lot of the time has had to sacrifice everything, and this is something that we Archeum are trying to be successful. Like we're trying to be what do you call it? We're trying to make it out of it, right? So that in hope, if the Lord has mercy, He may have mercy on our household, on our family. Okay, so that's that. Next one, right? Matthew 6:22. The light of the body is the eye, and if therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Right, and in a similar vein, James 1:8, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Right, so basically keeping our mind and our goal to be that one goal, right? Keeping our eye on that one prize of just like, okay, cool, this is what I need to do, right? And once again, there's that great scene in the book of Eli, right, when Eli basically sees something happen and he goes, stay on the path, stay on the path, stay on the path, right? And that's it, right? We've got to stay on this path. Okay, I'm going to jump down to verse 24, Matthew the 6th chapter, right? It says, no man can serve two masters, right? For he will either hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon, right? Because in this lesson I've been speaking a lot about family and so-called loved ones or whatever, what have you, right? But also in this thing of us, we are going to have to, at times, give up on certain financial opportunities, right? Because ultimately our reward is in the kingdom anyway, right? And we're happy with that. Okay, we're happy with that because everything here is temporal anyway. Everything here is deemed for destruction, right? And as such, this however, rather, let me phrase it like that, this however is the comfort, right? That actually, at the end of all of this, at the end of the toiling and the hell, right, and the sacrifices, that there is a reward, right? And in fact, I'll grab that first and I'll end with Matthew 19, right? It says Hebrews 6:10. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, right? And once again, your labor of love part of that is prioritizing, the work, prioritizing the brotherhood, right? And then your family comes, somewhere else. Your the thing, rather than me categorize it as the things of this world, right? Come later on, right? In the stack of priorities, okay. So it says, which he have showed toward his name. All right, so we do everything, towards, the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, to glorify His name. Okay, it says, in that you have ministered to the saints and do minister. Right, so once again, that is, going out there to teach every week. Once again, you tell certain people, look, man, I ain't available on a Saturday, right? I'll go out to teach, but they'll still try. They'll still try to see if you'll come. It's like, oh yeah, there's this event. They'll tell you the date, right? They'll say, well, what's this Saturday gonna be? Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so 13th, 14th, 15th. Yeah, they'll say it's on the 16th of September, right? And then this will be like July, and then you look on your calendars there, of course it's a Saturday, right? So they'll still try, right? But the thing that we have to do is to be like, look, I ain't doing that. I gotta go out and teach, okay? Our first love, our first priority, okay? But once again, this is it. This is the thing that we also understand. This is Matthew 19 from 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. And that's it, okay. That is a cornerstone, not cornerstone. That's not what I meant. But it is one of the things of our faith that we believe, right? That actually, if we sacrifice to Yahweh Shem Shine now, that anything that gets lost on our path to success, right, is going to be given back to us anyway. So really, have we lost it? No, we've just in this world, right, you have ISA. I don't know if they have them in America, but basically it's basically a bond, right? You put your money in the bank, right, and then you can't touch that money for 2 years, or 1 year or 2 years, and then you'll get a higher percentage of interest back on your money, right? So that's effectively what it is. Right, we may lose these things, but they're really just in a bond, and then we're gonna get them back, in a better position, in a better stead anyway. Okay, and that's just it. So, the price of success, man. Like I said, I was listening to that podcast that that interview, and I was just like, damn, yeah, that's it. The most successful people, have had to, sacrifice a lot, right? And one of the things, I didn't actually play it, right? He also says, and most people just aren't willing to do that, right? Most people just aren't willing to do, to make this sacrifice. Okay, so Kal Halaya Bashim Yashai, that the Lord has put his spirit in us to want to make this sacrifice. So as always, Lord, that was edifying. Until the next time, we say Shalom.